From PewDiePie pushing YouTube into a new era?
Maybe if YouTube weren't so reactionary to all these issues, none of this would have even happened.
To Mr. Beast changing the course of a famous online battle.
We will advertise PewDiePie to 100 million people today.
Here are 8 times YouTubers started revolutions. Starting with the most famous online revolution of 2025, initiated by Ross Scott a year prior, when he highlighted how a massive industry scammed their audiences.
So video game publishers are making billions selling you a game as a good, not telling you how long it will last.
He was referring to companies like Ubisoft, which were notorious for destroying games even after users had paid for them. Frustrated by these tactics, Ross created Stop Killing Games, a movement against unfair ownership laws affecting gamers worldwide. The movement would gain immediate support from the community, with petitions signed in the UK and Australia within a month. But not everyone was keen on the mission, including famous streamer and game developer Pirate Software, real name Jason Hall.
Both as a dev and a player, I see the danger involved, I see the vagueness in the language, and it doesn't make sense to me. If we want to fight for better conditions for players, then fight the actual problem. Don't make new ones.
This take only heightened the drama, and even though Ross didn't want to respond initially, he finally did so after 10 months.
He never completely got it. So Pirate Software did not understand the initiative. Maybe still doesn't.
This breakdown of his criticism caused Jason to try and save face on X. This aggressive response would rub most people the wrong way, including one of the biggest supporters of the movement.
And just goes on about like how he is the victim of Ross's toxic, terrible community, which is hilariously hypocritical coming from Pirate Software, when in his videos and his streams, he makes it very clear and is very rude about how much he dislikes not only Ross, but the movement.
Charlie would also use the opportunity to rally support against the evil companies.
Ross has dedicated so much of his life to this, and it's clearly taken a big toll. Now he's doing everything he can for this last ditch push to try and help.
This appeal for a last-ditch push was amplified a week later by Jacksepticeye.
Man, anything that you can do. It's at 723k right now and it's 72% done, so if I can lend my voice to this and get it over the finish line to get to 1 million.
Within 3 weeks of these videos, the number of signatures would finally cross the 1 million mark, enough to reach the European Commission. And with more YouTubers voicing their support, it seems that Ross's movement has survived its biggest critic on the way to becoming a successful revolution. Even big corporations are starting to take notice, which is exactly what happened when PewDiePie's actions back in 2017 created an adpocalypse felt by YouTubers and advertisers worldwide. The first tremors would occur with a series of edgy jokes, including the infamous video where PewDiePie paid 2 men on Fiverr to hold up a disturbing sign that he regretted immediately.
I am sorry. I didn't think they would actually do it. I feel partially responsible, but I didn't think they would actually do it.
While intended as a joke, the content caught the attention of the Wall Street Journal, which published a critical article about the platform's biggest creator at the time.
I'm still here. I'm still making videos. Nice try, Wall Street Journal. Try again, mother.
And even though the article's author was criticized for misrepresenting PewDiePie, his words sparked a domino effect. Advertisers, including major names like Pepsi, AT&T, and even the UK government, began pulling their ads from YouTube after realizing they were appearing on controversial videos. This development would hit YouTube hard, causing the platform to implement a set of changes to tackle the adpocalypse. These policy updates gave more power to advertisers and placed tighter restrictions on those who could join YouTube's partner program. As a result, YouTube channels of all sizes were affected. Established creators now have to be more careful with their content.
And I'll let it be known right away here that yes, my channel has been hit extremely hard by this new shadow policy that they've slid into the equation here.
While smaller channels had to try harder than ever to meet the monetization criteria.
This is heartbreaking for a couple reasons. It's not about the money, it's the fact that so much of my early work is now shut off.
These rules were later made even stricter in response to other controversies, like Logan Paul's infamous 2018 scandal and the Elsagate saga. As for the controversy that seemingly started it all, Pewds took a moment in March 2018 to explain what he believes really caused the adpocalypse.
YouTube hate preachers share screen with household names, and they have this video with a bunch of hate preach and it being displayed with advertising content. This inevitably led to Wall Street Journal dipping their toes in the issue as well. On March the 24th, Google's YouTube has continued showing brands ads with racist and other objectionable videos. None of my videos were involved in any of these articles. This was about extremist content, ISIS videos, political hate preach, etc., etc.
His comments would be well received by the community, with some highlighting Pewds' positive impact on the platform. He single-handedly generated more revenue for this company than anyone else. The adpocalypse is solely an issue from horrific management at YouTube. But while Pewds wasn't directly responsible, his involvement helped create awareness around the rising influence of advertisers. Much like how Greg Doucette educates over 2.3 million subscribers on how fake natty influencers are crushing natural lifters' self-esteem. This knowledge comes from his former experience as a professional bodybuilder and powerlifter for over 20 years. But after shifting to content creation in 2013, he decided to spend the rest of his career exposing the secrets of the fitness influencers. After opening up about his own use of steroids as a pro bodybuilder, Greg explained how other influencers and celebrities also use steroids, despite claiming otherwise.
These are paid actors making millions of dollars because of their bodies and their appearance, and they don't want to disappoint. They want to be the best. The pressure to be the best actor, the best body. You think The Rock would be who he is today without steroids? There's no way.
One of his most famous callouts, however, came in 2023 when he criticized former Mr. Universe and actor Mike O'Hearn for downplaying his steroid use.
Does anyone still think he's natural? Is there even one person on Earth that thinks this guy's natural?
This unapologetic honesty made him both a trailblazer and a target, because soon after, Mike responded by belittling Greg's career.
All of you guys today, go unsubscribe, delete and block all those guys that have never accomplished anything, never done anything. I don't care if they got their pro card, if they never won anything as a pro. Again, get rid of it.
Unsurprisingly, the community remained largely on Greg's side. Mike O'Hearn has those whiskey genetics, just keeps getting better with age. And by whiskey genetics, I mean trend. This beef only cemented Greg as a leading figure, even inspiring fans and YouTubers alike to call out influencers like Liver King about their natty status.
This man has more sauce in his body than a Chick-fil-A. Even when he's sitting down, just look at his abs. His six-pack is more defined than 4K television, and they have more depth than a Game of Thrones season. It's beyond me how anyone ever believed that his body was naturally achieved,
proving that Greg's revolution has encouraged people to rethink what they see online. Just like how the internet's professional superheroes, Dr. Mike and Legal Eagle, have used their powers to expose how people are being misled by corporations. Starting with Dr. Mike, a board-certified family medicine physician who began his YouTube journey in 2017 by warning about the dangers of prescription drug abuse.
So what's Xanax? Xanax is actually alprazolam, which is its medical name, and it's used for anti-anxiety purposes only in the short term. Medical professionals discourage its use for long-term anxiety control because of its highly addictive nature.
His calm demeanor, paired with well-researched medical facts, convinced viewers that he had no hidden agenda. Over time, he used his platform to tackle misinformation directly, giving birth to a new YouTube category that blends reaction content with education. From debunking viral health hacks to calling out incorrect medical advice, Dr. Mike became the revolutionary doctor, declaring war on fake and dangerous medical claims. Like when he addressed Lunchly in 2024, breaking down why it was not the healthy alternative marketed by Mr. Beast.
Saying a food has more electrolytes, therefore it must be better or healthier, just not true. Foods with an incredibly high sodium content and electrolyte are not considered particularly healthy.
And while Dr. Mike expertly spotlighted an influencer scam, he's not the only professional doing so.
But people are claiming that Mr. Beast broke the law, and that is my bat signal, or eagle signal.
Legal Eagle, real name Devin Stone, followed a similar path to Dr. Mike by using his background as a licensed attorney. He also launched his channel in 2017 with the idea of guiding law students. But as his channel grew, so did his focus. He began covering real-world lawsuits and exposing bad legal advice, breaking them down for the average Joe. Now, this came into play in early 2024 when Logan Paul dared to threaten CoffeeZilla.
I suggest you use the money you got from pumping your Patreon to hire a good lawyer. You're gonna need it.
inspiring Devin to jump in and offer his legal opinion on why Logan was wrong.
But number one, he would have a very hard time proving damages. But more to the point, there's little evidence to support the claim that CoffeeZilla's characterizations were false in the first place. There was no completed game, his fans weren't paid back, and CoffeeZilla discovered that the people that Logan Paul was working with had lied.
His destruction of Logan's lawsuit would be met with praise from the community. I just love it when Devin literally looks at the camera and dares someone to play the F around and find out game against an actual lawyer. This response mirrors the kind of sentiments received by Dr. Mike, who, along with Devin, has inspired others to bring their professional skills to YouTube. But when it comes to confronting scams and holding celebrities like Logan Paul accountable, no one does it quite like YouTube's Sherlock Holmes, CoffeeZilla, whose work has reshaped how the internet investigates scammers. Real name Steven, CoffeeZilla began his YouTube journey in August of 2018 with a focus on exposing fake gurus. But by 2020, he had shifted his attention towards scams, particularly those involving influencers and crypto. One of these exposés targeted Jake Paul in 2022, who had promoted several questionable crypto projects by that point.
For example, Jake Paul got paid 39.9 Ethereum for the Sacred Devils promotional scam, which you can see right here. It's worth $139,000, which puts him on the board, which later linked up with a huge ring of NFT scammers we busted, actually.
Steven's research revealed that Jake had a financial stake in these tokens and stood to benefit when their values spiked. Going a step further, the internet's boogeyman would even trace Jake's wallet addresses to show how he was directly involved in deploying these tokens. This kind of thorough investigation helped set a new standard for online accountability, forcing creators to own up and address their victims. Over time, Steven's influence grew beyond YouTube, with his investigations shaping public opinion on digital scams. As of 2025, the online detective shows no signs of stopping, having already exposed scams from major influencers like KSI and Andrew Tate. Kids, live your lives in such a way that CoffeeZilla never makes a video about you. In fact, you don't even want him saying your name. Sadly, not everyone channeled their YouTube ambitions productively, choosing to take a darker path instead, like Nassim Agdam, who went too far with her sense of purpose in April of 2018. 8 years before her extreme act, though, the Iranian-American YouTuber was best known for her animal rights activism. While her videos were often bizarre, they featured a consistent theme of promoting a vegan lifestyle. However, this would change in 2017, the year of the adpocalypse, when creators across the platform saw a sudden drop in views and monetization. And even though every channel was hit hard by the new rules, Nassim viewed the changes as a targeted attack.
Many singers like Nicki Minaj, Miley, and many others have sensual scenes so inappropriate for children to watch, don't get age restricted. But my videos, my workout video gets age restricted. This is what they are doing to vegan activists and many other people who try to promote healthy, humane, and smart living.
Unlike creators who adapted, Nassim spiraled from that point on, with her first step being to sever contact with her family in April of 2018. Her whereabouts remained unknown until the police caught up with her in a parking lot near YouTube's San Bruno office. The very next morning, she would drive to the HQ and open fire in the middle of the employee courtyard. 3 people were injured before Nassim took her own life, leading the community to condemn her actions. Do not romanticize shooters. She's not beautiful or misunderstood. She was mentally ill, simple as that. As a result, Nassim's attempted revolution failed to achieve the good change she'd hoped for. But while this saga ended on a dark note, not all YouTube revolutions take this route. As proven by Mr. Beast, the unexpected ray of light in PewDiePie's battle against T-Series in 2018. This iconic war would see the most subscribed YouTuber at the time suddenly at risk of losing his crown to an Indian music label with corporate support. While this sub-count race was entertaining to follow, it also raised questions about fairness on the platform.
It's not really a fair comparison. One guy and, editors and whatnot versus massive corporation with thousands of employees. It's different. There should be different buckets on YouTube One for like the YouTubers and the other for like, this is a big company.
That same sentiment would fuel the Subscribe to PewDiePie movement, a global campaign with performances and even street protests. But no act of support was more ambitious than Mr. Beast's.
And if I don't do anything, PewDiePie won't be the #1 most subscribed to YouTuber in the world.
Bring it on.
Therefore, I spent all my money on ads so he can remain the #1 most subscribed to channel in the world.
True to his word, Mr. Beast purchased every major billboard in his hometown of Greenville, North Carolina. His ads would also appear on the road, in bathroom stalls, and even during the Super Bowl. The campaign was an instant hit, inspiring more acts of support from influential people like Elon Musk, giving PewDiePie the edge he needed to overtake T-Series on April 2nd, 2019. But things took a turn for the worse 3 weeks later when the Subscribe to PewDiePie meme was mentioned by the Christchurch shooter, forcing Pewds to quit the movement.
I didn't want hateful acts to overpower all these amazing things that people were doing, all these cool and positive things.
But despite the decision, which swung the momentum in T-Series' favor, the whole saga reinforced the power of community-driven change. In this case, the change was largely led by Mr. Beast, who would ironically go on to surpass T-Series himself in 2024. This idea of a creator-led revolution has since been echoed many times, most notably by MatPat in 2025, who was empowering YouTubers through his government initiative. This political development came a year after his emotional farewell to YouTube, where he hosted his popular Theory channels for over 40 million subscribers. While announcing his post-YouTube plans on X in June 2025, Matt highlighted the growing challenges in the creator economy, like privacy and AI misuse.
Creators are some of the first people, the first businesses to actually have to confront these issues head first on a daily basis. And it's our hope through this Creator Caucus and through the conversations that it's going to inspire that we can help educate legislators.
But education wasn't his only goal, as Matt also wanted improved financial support for content creators.
Things like clarification of tax codes for a new category of entrepreneur and access to small business support and resources.
Before explaining why his initiative could be revolutionary beyond YouTube.
More and more, all companies are relying on these digital platforms to get their messages out and to grow their customer bases or to improve their growth potential. So in our mind, this is just as much a creator economy caucus as it is a future economy caucus.
His announcement would be met with widespread praise from the internet, even sparking hope for a future presidential campaign. But while Matt hasn't officially entered a political race, his efforts mark a new chapter for YouTube as a platform, making him yet another creator who chose to rewrite the rules of the internet instead of blindly following them.